Hey guys, we did a quick upgrade this weekend on our network. It has to do with this white box over here, wherever it is. Pretty simple install, but it's going to allow us to run our network on 12 volts.
A little while ago, I posted a video that describes our basic network setup. We had used a Mofi device, and we still really like the Mofi, but it has some limitations. We chose the Mofi originally because it is a fully 4G connected system, and it had a built-in router, so we could connect a ton of devices, also have plugins for other technology bits, and it was a pretty simple system to navigate through. But the big problem with it was we were having continuous dropouts of the Wi-Fi itself. So that system was not working for us. We upgraded to a Unifi based system, and I'll post links below in the description to what parts we actually got. But it's a security gateway and a access point. The problem with that is those require 120 volt power based on how they're shipped from Unifi. There's a 12 volt brick that powers the gateway, and then a 120 volt, 48 volt, 120 AC to 48 volt power over Ethernet connection that kind of goes in between the gateway and the access point. So what I did is I went ahead and installed a 12 volt power over Ethernet connector that I pointed at right there, and that replaces the 120 volt piece that was shipped with the access point. The access point needs that power. It has no power cord of its own, so it's getting its power from the network cable. So what I did, I installed this new power injector, and also the security gateway itself runs on 12 volt DC. So I figured it was a perfect opportunity to get everything running off the RV batteries, which overall it's going to be more efficient if we're boondocking, should that be the case, or if the power goes out of the park. We had a couple of power drops last week. They were doing some work in the park, and I was trying to be on an all-day meeting, of course, which was a bit of a challenge, but I got through it that day. We did turn our inverter on so that we were running off of that, but I feel like going with a fully 12 volt system is probably just a little bit more efficient. So I decided to wire everything up, hide it behind the TV so that not a whole lot of wires are showing and it's as neat as possible, and I feel like it turned out pretty good. We chose to get the Unifi system based on a recommendation from a friend who's very familiar with networking in general, and it came highly recommended. The Unifi security gateway and access point are based off of more like corporate technology rather than personal use, but it is intended for home use. So it's really user intuitive and really simple to add devices and set up some level of parental controls if you like, and there's like a dashboard UI that you can use to monitor what's going on, see if there's any new devices on the network that you're not aware of, and it was totally worth the approximately $200 that we spent on the original components. The additional power injector that I kind of am doing this video for is about $25. No, I guess it was about $40 now that I think about it. Overall, if you're having trouble with your Mofi device, what I found was that there was some sort of loop going on, and the Wi-Fi would drop out for like 5 minutes and then come back, and it was strong when it was on, but it was specifically around some Wi-Fi device trying to connect or trying to renew its lease. So there is no fix for that. I've looked for a number of times, pretty close to a year, We experienced that problem, but it never got resolved, and I didn't feel like it was an item that was going to be fixed anytime soon. So we chose to go this route. If you're having problems with your Mofi, I would totally recommend this setup. It's been working really well for us. We haven't had a single drop since we installed the Unifi equipment. One thing that I did do for the Mofi is I set it up to be basically an IP pass-through mode, so that no traffic can actually go through the Wi-Fi. It literally just passes whatever comes in from the 4G modem side of it, passes it through the LAN port out to the next device, which then the Unifi handles all the gateway, all the routing, and everything. And the system is expandable. Like, if you have a super massive RV, you could get two access points. Really not a thing that we mostly have to worry about. One other thing that I did find is if we wanted to use the internet while we were in the truck, say my son wanted to watch a video, for the most part he could get signal, but up in the front seats it was more of a difficulty for us in the front seats. So we made sure to turn on the option that allows 2.4 and 5 gigahertz. There's a setting where you can limit certain devices to just one frequency band. And so once we changed things to the dual band mode, access in the truck was perfect. You know, you're driving around, you want to find a place for fuel, or you want to find a place for food or whatever, a rest stop. You know, you pull out your phone and your Wi-Fi is dead. That kind of stinks. So we have now full access in the truck, boosted internet pretty much anywhere we go. I don't think we dropped signal once this past summer when we were doing the Pacific Northwest tour. Highly recommend this stuff, and couldn't be happier, honestly. So, as I said, pretty simple install here, guys, and pretty quick video. Hope you enjoyed it and are willing to give it a try in your rig.